All right, let's work through these things. So hot systems, right? So it's high performance. They really do something well that you've asked of them, and they're preserved over time. There's some. So this is a nice feature of these models is that we really try to that one tries to put in some uncertainty, right? That there's some environmental attack of some sort, something going wrong. It's stochastic. It's still going to be a toy level kind of thing, but it captures a feature that we expect to see in the real world, or we know we see in the real world. So fragile in the face of unpredicted, right? So it could be that it's within the randomness that you see, right? It's like something happens that is, still within the distribution of possibilities, or it could be that the environment's changed, right? And if the environment changes, then you're in a lot of trouble for these things. So this is, I'll say this again, highly specialized, low entropy configurations, right? So that they're really, you can see they have real structure in them. The percolation thing we talked about, for example, right? That was a game where you just you opened up a cell or closed the cell with a coin, right? With the probability P. That's it. So it's a very random, it's true randomness. So you get these random looking structures, and of course I'm trying to think about us psychologically. We see patterns a little bit, even in randomness, right? As we've talked about. But it's a true randomness. Okay, so power law distributions up here. All right, that's again, this is optional, this is an output. It's not the goal of this. The goal of this was to model systems. Maybe it was, but it was the goal really should be to model systems in this kind of general, useful way. Because we know they have structures, right? Okay. So things we've seen before, variable transformation, right? That was where you could get MIWO, which is mild in, wild out, right? You could have some exponential distribution of some variable. It's got some power law relationship with another variable in the system, and like an inverse power law, and that turned out to give you a power law distribution for that second variable, right? So that was a little while back. And then constrained optimization, right? So this is the Lagrange multipliers business that we just saw for Mandelbrot. Didn't super work out for that story. It's a nice thing. You can calculate it all. It's all good. But in the end, his exponent's not great. But still, the same kind of principle. There's some quantity that's conserved. There's some constraint, right? Something about it. We'll get to this example for forest fires. But you're trying to maximize something else. Okay. So Lagrange multipliers works. So that means we're going to have this sort of thing. There's going to be a transformation between variables of some sort. Pliplo is bad. No Pliplo. We want MIWO. Okay. Mild in, wild out. That feels good, right? Because if we can, explain this mild in one, which is maybe a Gaussian or an exponential, completely okay distributions. We like those. Good. Characteristic size for X, but then Y does not. And it's really all bound up in this connection. And if this connection, again, is also reasonable, then we're going to feel good about ourselves.